What happens when three buffoons give life advice, explore unrealistic situations, and give random topics more thought than they probably deserve? It's the Spitballers Podcast with Andy, Mike, and Jason.
Skee-da-bop-bop-beep-bop-a-diddly-doo.
That was good.
Bop-bop-baddly-boo.
Diddly-doo.
Diddly-diddly-diddly-doo.
Diddly-doo.
And that's it for today's episode of the podcast.
Thanks for joining us. A diddly-doo.
Thanks for scatting along. It's been a little while.
It's been a week for most people.
Yeah, well, I mean, for me, it's been a while since I've had the opening scat, is what I'm saying.
That's true.
Welcome in to the world-famous Spitballers podcast.
Yes.
We're back again. Would you rather? That's a great question and a very dangerous / melodic draft for our listeners today. Thank you for subscribing, for reviewing the show. It really helps the podcast out when you drop us a review on Apple Podcasts. When you subscribe, when you listen, when you tell your friends, all of those things help the show. We enjoy doing this podcast. You can find us on Instagram, instagram.com/spitballerspod, at spitballerspod on Twitter. And definitely check us out. Check out the Patreon page.
Yes, please.
Go to spitballerspod.com, become an official Spitwad, and support the show and get access to the full archive. How you guys doing today?
Holy moly. Whew. Today has been insane. This is cathartic. I'm so happy we're recording. We have no time to record this. In our lives, none. This is we should not be here. But now that the mics are on and we're sitting here, I'm like, this is the break that I needed in this day, because today has been insane.
Even in spite of how the heavy questions we answer on this podcast, the very deep, world-bending, world-changing inquiries.
I know that I'm going to have to go to some dark, deep places that expose my vulnerability. That will almost for sure happen on this podcast. So congratulations, but I'm happy to be here. This world,
we need to mention that because it's August. So this podcast is being released in August, which is football season. Our main podcast is the Fantasy Footballers podcast. So if you love fantasy football and you've discovered us through the Spitballers, you should check it out because it's just this plus fantasy football.
And the time is ramping up. We're getting all these unexpected things happening.
We just do too many shows over there.
We got to get rid of that.
600 shows a week.
I mean, I know that's we're playing with Zac Efron and some other Karl Anthony Towns and Juju Smith-Schuster and Ninja in a celebrity league. That we said, hey guys,
pause,
get out of here with that. We got to record the Spitballers.
That's right.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, let's dive into those deep, important questions.
Would you rather?
All right, Robert from Patreon sends in this question, which, by the way, if you're a Spitwad, we look to you first for some would you rather questions on the show. Would you rather have Siri read all of your incoming texts as you receive them, or always have to use speakerphone for each and every phone call?
So this is a question of invasion of privacy.
Okay.
This is okay. Do you end up getting texts that maybe are private and you don't want read?
Are these? Is it as soon as you get the text message,
100%,
or can I choose not to open it just yet?
No, it's when the text message comes.
Siri just starts shouting.
Right. Text message from Tiffany.
Like, hey, I forgot to change your underwear.
Jason cannot possibly do the Siri one. I just feel like the level of humor and the lengths that Jason and Tiffany go to I mean, we've talked about this. Jason, I was at dinner with Jason and his wife, and my wife was there, and some our kids were there, and we had a dinner last night, and we were talking about the fact that he ruins every one of her yawns, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I find out that that's not all they do. They used to poke each other in the throat every time they could.
In the throat?
Just jab each other in the throat.
Poke sounds so gentle. This was like karate chop or like trachea.
How
Yeah,
many
they re-
fingers?
Four finger
like
trachea
a four-finger
shot.
death punch?
Yes.
A straight up death punch. And here's the thing: all of these things, the ruining the yawns, other things that we probably won't talk about ever, and death punches and kicking each other out of booths and restaurants and all sorts of ridiculous things. And I want this
And
on
you
record.
love each other.
We love each other to death. Part of the reason
To
is
death.
because of this.
To death.
Till death do we part.
Yeah.
But I want this on record. I want everyone out there to know every single one of these horrible and disgusting habits and destructive actions we have in our relationship, every single one, it was started by you, Tiffany. And that is true. And she knows it. But I'll play the game.
And
you start this, I'll finish it.
And I saw
Don't
it.
hate the player.
I mean-
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
At dinner, she was giving him a hard time.
But you're right.
But this has to translate into the text.
It does.
There's no way that these texts aren't filled with things that the world cannot. They don't need this.
Put it this way: my children can read now, and I always worry about our text threads
know
with
it.
our sarcasm
I know
and
it.
our stuff. Where
Other
it's like,
things.
and other things is just like, I always question that now when I'm texting my wife, which feels private, but now our children
So,
invading.
Is it embarrassing?
But put
if,
that against speakerphone.
Well,
But here's the thing.
I can hang that up.
Not only can you hang it up, more importantly, you can always let people. Oh, hey Tiff, you're on in the car with everybody. What's up?
It's not about that. It's we've all experienced speakerphone guy who is walking around or in a place where he should not be on the speakerphone. I have experienced speakerphone guy in a men's restroom. Like these,
Not just on the phone.
No,
on you can hear both parties.
yeah, speakerphone guy is everywhere. He is everywhere.
I wasn't quite at speakerphone guy, but I was at Bluetooth woman 2 nights ago at the restaurant. We're with our kids at like a pizza place. It was a nicer sit-down pizza place, and all I do is keep hearing this person talking as loud as they can, and
With no response.
It's a woman by herself in the corner of the restaurant with a big glass of wine, just having a 30-minute loud as can be conversation, and it just carried through the whole place. I heard words that my kids didn't need to hear.
Oh,
That's not good.
now.
No.
Did you take a look? Did you get a peek ski?
Oh, I stared her down multiple times.
Well, I'm not for that, but just I want to know what Bluetooth device was being used. Was it at least high tech? Was it like AirPods
No.
or was it old school?
It was old
Job
school.
Around the ear,
Yeah.
big, long.
Because there was a time when that status
Like a Star
symbol-
Trek alien.
Yes, when you walk around with that old school Bluetooth headset, you were so important.
That thing was never cool.
And
ever.
Here's the
I'm
thing.
so important. I will talk anywhere and everywhere, no matter where you at. You in Costco, I'm gonna talk.
People call me all the time.
the person
I can't put the phone up on myself. I need to keep it right
the
here.
person in the booth talking to another human that's not there because they're on the Bluetooth. Why are they always so much louder
Yeah.
than if there was a person across from them? You wouldn't. It's just one of normal conversations going
Because
on.
you're using a crappy Bluetooth device. They suck.
That's like, what was that? Does anybody remember the show? It was some like it was like a sketch comedy show, and they would always have the phone call.
Yes. And it was the man with the phone that is about 20 times the
like
size
a
it's supposed to
4-foot
be.
phone, and he would answer it in the worst places, like the bathroom or the movie theater. He's like, "I'm in the cinema." I'm in the cinema.
That would be you if you went speakerphone. Because look, if the rules are you can't stop the text, it just goes off. You're accepting every phone call. There's no way to unbalance the odds of these two things.
I agree. I'm still taking that one.
Hello.
I'm going to escort myself out of the cinema when I answer the call.
Your Postmate Joseph is arriving soon.
Oh, I would get those texts
All the spam
announced
texts would
at
be coming
all
through.
time. That's probably the most embarrassing thing is how often my food delivery is on the way. Like, I would get that announced.
I would actually be
Hi,
very
Andy.
happy.
Your premium pest control service will be there on Monday, 6:10. Yeah,
That one's fine.
I don't think the world.
How embarrassing!
I don't think the world needs to hear.
This guy has best service.
Oh my gosh, that means he's got pests.
He must have crickets everywhere.
You got to be so embarrassed.
The
right
truth
now.
is, Siri would just be reading texts from my wife asking for a puppy. That's all that would happen all day long. And people don't need to hear that 34 times
I would
a day.
be sending you guys scat messages. It would be like, do.
Oh, we would just troll each other.
It would just be a 15-minute text.
Yeah, I'm definitely going. I'm going to be the
Speakerphone.
You'll be
speakerphone guy.
speakerphone guy?
What about you two?
I'm speakerphone.
Yeah, I guess I'm that guy.
All right, Dan from Patreon, would you rather have to announce your divorce during a speech at someone's wedding or announce your engagement during the eulogy of a funeral?
Oh,
It's going to take some time to work through this.
Dan!
You got to
Come on, Dan.
Dan really bringing a brain buster here.
bringing the fire.
All right, let's put ourselves in this boat. You're at the funeral. Whose funeral is this? I just need to put myself there.
It's Grandpa's.
Grandpa's funeral.
Come
I'm
on,
at,
man.
and it's during the
So he
it's
asked.
during the eulogy.
During
So
the
that
eulogy.
means if it's my
Oh, so
grandpa,
you-
if it's my grandpa's funeral, my own father or mother's probably up there talking during this. And this is the time. I just can't contain the love I have for my fiance or future wife, and I'm going to announce right here, right now. Can I spin this?
you
I
can
say?
spin
Can
this
I
for
spin it?
sure.
Grandpa always loved us. He always supported us, and that's why I want to take this moment here as we remember his life to announce that me and Michelle were getting married.
I will tell you this. That spin may make you feel better on the inside, but the audience will feel no difference.
Can you give it up for us?
I mean, look. A
Honey,
funeral.
get up here. Get up here.
A
Say
funeral.
something nice about Grandpa.
Let's show him our love.
Honey.
What would
No,
Grandpa
don't be embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed. Come
What would
on.
Grandpa say?
Smoochy, smoochy.
Come on. We're in this together. And that's the end of the engagement. So
go ahead.
The problem with the other side is that I'm announcing my divorce. I would much rather announce, like, that's the thing, is one of these things affects at the post and one only affects the moment. You know?
I guarantee that somewhere in the history of life, and it not during the ceremony, but during the after party, there has been a guest who enjoyed themselves a little bit too much, and they were at a rough point in their life, and they did announce in that party that a divorce was happening. I guarantee this has happened.
100%.
For sure. The engagement announcement during the eulogy.
This would be a first. You'd be breaking new ground.
Call Guinness. Let them know that something very large is about to happen.
Look, I believe. Look, we're all gonna have a funeral someday. That's just a fact of life. These should be celebrations of life, and I will celebrate the life by showing what happens afterwards. My engagement will be shared, Mike, at your funeral.
And you know what? As your friend, I would be perfectly fine with that. I can't speak for my family, but as someone, look, I won't be there,
right?
So it doesn't bother me.
Gramps is fine with it.
So what's your final answer?
I'm going at the eulogy. I'm going to share the great news.
I'm going to ruin the wedding party.
Okay, I'll go with the eulogy as well. All right, Joe from Twitter, would you rather only be able to wear clothes from the 80s, which sounds great, or only have entertainment from the 80s, music, movies, shows? Would I rather be thrilled and happy or happy and thrilled?
Why not both? Joe, I don't know if Joe grew up during the 80s because this would be awesome. I would be perfectly content doing either of these things.
I will choose the clothes because then I will look awesome and then have all the entertainment. That's fine with me.
Yeah, I grew up. Obviously,
That's
we
a
all
good
grew up.
point.
We all grew up in the 80s, right?
Yes.
I grew up hating 80s music. 80s music was too old for me. Like, by the time because when I was 10, when I was 10, it was 1992.
It's like it's the oldies.
Exactly,
That's
like-
not as in you're not at the stage where it's cool.
Right.
It's not cool because
like-
you're too old.
That's the music that those people listen to.
Right.
Those older kids or even parents.
Because
or
you
whatever.
had the flannel.
I had
and
no
you were-
love for it. None.
You were grungy.
No love for the 80s when I was in the 90s because they were the 80s.
You guys missed
Now I
out.
do. Oh, you liked it from the beginning.
Oh, yes.
Really?
The synthesizer, there are just certain noises that machine can make that
Were you the new kid on the block?
my sister was.
I believe that.
I may have stolen her cassette tape a few times or
Really?
two.
Now, what are the main?
I was
my gosh.
I was in it, man. NKOTB. It's
the right stuff.
and I'm not even embarrassed to say it.
I mean, did you get a play on words with that with your last name, like the right stuff?
Oh
Was that
my gosh.
That was not allowed.
Oh,
All right.
No, we just never
we take
did.
our last name
He
serious.
means New Kids on the Block wasn't allowed.
Well,
Yeah, no,
Well-
I was more of a hanging tough guy.
What were and are the main most popular like 80s
Bands?
bands
Oh,
or artists?
Madonna ruled the 80s.
Yeah, Madonna, and then the whole hair metal scene.
Bon Jovi ruled
Yeah,
the
I
80s.
hated that.
Oh,
I hated the
dude.
Bon Jovi hair metal scene.
I love hair metal so much.
yeah. Oh yeah. Now
the best.
I see Brooks. I see Judge Giamatti
White
over there
Snake?
shaking his head to
Come
hair metal.
on.
He's going like this. I can't tell if he is.
I want to hear from both producers.
Oh, he is negative. Yes, I like it. Brooks is thumbs down on the hair metal.
Borland,
is
I'm thumbs up.
he's thumbs up. Okay.
Thank you, Borland. I mean,
Wait, I'm going to go with the close. This is a win.
Oh,
this is a win-win.
This is a huge win. My style sucks already. Like you know what
I
I
didn't
mean?
want to
Like,
say anything,
I'm
honestly.
in flip-flops and khakis and a t-shirt, and I don't look the best when it comes to style. So if I wear 80s stuff every day, I feel like I'm getting an upgrade because
You'll
even
have a
though
style.
I'll have a style.
Yeah.
Like right now, I have no style. I don't
Right.
have a style.
you got dad style.
You got flippies.
right. I got
Yeah,
my
if-
flippy floppies.
Yeah.
So
I would say barefoot's your style.
should I go 80s?
Oh, my gosh.
Like
I
should
think
I
you should
make
at least
this
try.
change?
You should try it out at least.
I just don't have any of the 80s clothes.
That'll be
Well-
that's a pickle. That'll put you in a
If you
a
had
bind.
80s clothes, you would have 80s style, Jason.
That's a good point.
So you're gonna have to go shopping.
That'd
I
be
have to go
cheap.
buy
You'll
80s?
find them.
All
Actually,
right.
it probably wouldn't be cheap now.
Yeah, it's cool.
Now it'd
Right
just be
now.
cool, and you'd have to go find it. You know, Stranger Things got me listening to 80s music all the time.
See, I always wonder when I watch Stranger Things, like how much of this was found, or how much of this was found at like Goodwill, and or how much
yeah.
of this was like they had to buy this off of eBay, to get this new.
There has
looking.
to be people producing it new now. Right?
Yeah.
Right?
I would assume so.
Yeah, we'll go with that. All right, let's move on to another segment.
That's a great question.
All right, Jason from the website. Not this Jason.
You are correct. There are companies producing new 80s clothing.
Oh, my gosh. Send me a link.
All right.
If you are on your way to work, but you realize you left your cell phone at home, how far is too far to turn around and go get it?
Ooh.
This has actually changed over the last 10 years.
Has it increased?
Absolutely.
Really?
I went back for my watch the other day. My
Wait, how far were you?
just a couple blocks.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's what we're saying. Like, if you get, is it halfway? Or if you're halfway to work
Without a phone?
and you don't have your phone, are you going back?
Am I pressed for time? Do I need to get into the office?
I mean, it's just
I mean,
a
I guess
regular
that's-
day. It's a regular day at work, and
I'm probably living without the phone.
it's about a 20-minute drive to work.
I'm probably living without it
For halfway?
for halfway. I think it's the first third. Anything in that first third, I'm swinging around and grabbing my phone.
I feel like I would want to go back from the parking lot of my destination. Like, I've arrived. I've gotten all the way to work, and I realize I don't have my phone. I'm like, nobody's seen me here. I think I need
Wow. So you're 100%.
I feel
And
like
you would
that.
turn around and go back.
I mean, I guess it depends on where I'm going, right? Because if it's specifically here, if it's work, my laptop, I've got all Apple everything, so I get my messages, my texts. I can even get my phone calls on my laptop. So if it was work, I guess I wouldn't. But if I was going out to like, I've got to spend the day at IKEA, you know what I mean, which is super far away from where we live, I would probably say a 40-minute drive. I might turn that sucker around.
Are you kidding? 40? You've already gone 40 minutes. So now you are driving 120 minutes between you're not getting there,
Right.
going home, and then going back.
Yeah, I'm adding an extra 80 minutes, an extra hour and 20 minutes to my trip. I think I would do that.
That is insanity. I feel like I'm a couple blocks.
You don't need that new age technology.
No, I would be very upset, and it would be a long day of panic every time you realize that your phone's not in your pocket, and then you that firing of synapses goes, I don't feel it, it's lost, and then you remember you forgot it at home.
Yeah. Can I confess something to you guys?
Please.
This is the place to do
the right
it.
place?
Yeah, nobody's listening.
Okay, good.
Just us and Borland.
I think I'm becoming addicted to my phone.
Okay.
Isn't that shocking?
You're just realizing this now?
I just realized, like, I try to watch TV shows now with an ADD problem, and I gotta just grab it every few minutes and just make sure that the world is like it bothers the heck out of me because I will try to do the exercise of like turn it off, turn it down, and I notice that every 20 minutes I get this little internal compulsion to grab it. Our job with fantasy football, there's always things going on, knuckleheads typing in our Slack channel, and this little, like, it's almost like a ringing in my ear happens every 15, 20 minutes. It's like, what did I miss? What did I miss? What did I miss? Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
What did I miss? What did I miss? What did I miss?
Andy, the problem is that you are putting it down. Because what I have found is that I don't get the feeling of, oh no, what have I missed or what's going on when I never leave the screen. So maybe that's your solution. I find that – so I don't remember the last television program I've watched, movie, whatever, at home where I don't also have my phone out and I'm playing a game. I can go two screen. I can have my iPad on my right, my phone on my
You can
left.
double screen plus
and
I
watch
witnessed
a movie.
this. I saw this. We were on the airplane, and Jason was watching some movie on the iPad
that he wanted to watch.
Yes,
I was enjoying it thoroughly.
and it was on. Instead of his full attention, he had pulled out his phone and was playing Candy Crush while he's sort of paying attention to the movie, which means he's not watching the movie at all because he's playing Candy Crush.
Look, there's two ways to look at this. It wasn't Candy Crush, but close. One of those style
What was
games.
it?
I don't remember the name of it. I don't remember.
Yeah, it's called Candy. Jason, it's okay. You play Candy Crush.
swipes.
No, I have played all of those.
I like that he's
awful
like,
games.
don't pretend it's Candy Crush.
Yeah, it's Toon Blast. Thank you very much.
Wait, what?
It sounds worse. than Candy Crush.
Wasn't Candy Crush?
No. Anyways, we're missing the point here.
He beat Candy Crush already.
Yeah, that game's old busted. Listen, the point is there's two ways to look at this, right? Like I've got, real ADHD that I can't focus on one thing at a time, and so I need to have things going on. The other way, the way that I choose to look at it, is like when you're a super genius, there's your brain can't. I need more
Stimuli.
I need to be able to take in more at the same time. And Andy, you have this too, super genius number 2.
I do.
When's the last phone call that you're not drawing? I mean, important phone calls where it's like we are going through a legal document, really paying attention to verbiage, but you're drawing an elaborate picture of checks and crosses. And I mean, name the last one we've had.
It's all of them.
It's the same thing.
In your defense,
Really true. It's the same thing. I need more things. I need that secondary.
Two super geniuses, Mike.
In your defense, you're just doodling. So you are actually you're not really even using your mind.
I've sold some of those for millions of dollars.
Just regular genius over there. I get you, Mike.
Well, my point is like some people need to get up and walk around while they're having the conversation.
That's what it is.
To remain actually fully
Yes,
engaged.
I'm a walker.
You are claiming that somehow you are playing Toon Blast and watching a movie.
Correct.
Which
And I get it all. I take it all.
I am
asking
calling that into question. I wish I could remember what movie it was. I do actually. I have a photo. So if I could find the photo, we might be able to figure out what movie it was.
I know what I was watching. I was watching The Expanse.
Okay, so it was not a movie. It was a show.
No, but you were trying to get through that, right? You were trying to get through that final season.
Yes.
I don't remember where this question began, but does your wife get frustrated when you do that?
Oh, she hates it.
See, that's the real problem.
She thinks that I can't
You're
pay
not
attention.
engaged
She
because you
thinks that-
can't pay attention. That's why she thinks that.
She thinks what Mike thinks, which is that I don't know. I'm not seeing whatever's going on and whatnot. And it's like,
But is that I mean, it's probably true.
It's only
It's
true.
been scientifically
It's
proven.
100% true.
It's
It's been proven
only-
if you're not concentrating on one thing, you cannot multitask. Multitasking is a mirage.
Nope, not true. I have proven it by my existence. Here's where it's true. if I'm looking at the screen on my phone and a subtitle comes up and it says that it's 1979 or 3 weeks ago, that's what I'll miss, obviously. Otherwise,
What about retention, though? I mean, I think science has really proven that multitasking is a myth. Like,
No.
you cannot actually do multiple things at high proficiency at the same time. And I try to do it all the time, but deep thought work takes time to get into.
see, here's the thing. Here's the fallacy. Again, the problem with the scientific study is they're not factoring in the fact that if I don't have my phone and I'm fully engaged, still no retention. So, I mean, I'm at the same level either way.
Very smart. Very smart.
You win.
Take
Travis,
that,
all right.
science.
One more great question before we get into this draft. Travis from Twitter. You ever heard of it? What would be the worst thing to hear as the what does it say? The anesthesia starts to kick in before a major surgery.
Yeah.
What's the worst thing?
I know what it is.
You do?
Oh,
Yeah, and it's one word.
really?
Yeah. Oops.
Oh, that's a good one.
I mean,
So if you heard oops on the way as your eyes begin to close, the last thing you hear.
yeah. Imagine your doctor saying oops.
I think here's mine. Who is this again?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And mine would be, wait, the doctor's not coming in? Like,
I feel like they're just going to wake you up, though.
yeah, that's the hope. As I'm falling asleep, I'm like, oh, I hope they don't do this, but I have no control.
What about this? What about this one's 50-50.
Or how about? Oh, don't worry about it. I got this.
Yeah, I got this. Or,
I got this.
I can't fix that.
Oh man!
I feel like we're just
Or
doing-
how
How
about,
about-
I hope this one goes better than the last one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
How about this?
That's
How
scary.
about, I only got 10 minutes.
Right, we're gonna need to speed through this one. Okay, team.
I have you
And
guys
scene.
have you guys gone under?
Yes,
I have, yeah, for wisdom teeth.
I have gone under for a couple different things, major hernia surgery and wisdom teeth, and I would love to go under for every little thing. I want to get my teeth
You would
clean.
go under for a haircut, bro.
That's not true. I love the feeling of haircuts. It puts me to sleep. I do go under. It puts me to sleep every time I get one. But like teeth cleaning, just a normal. You don't even get numbed for that. Put me out. Just put me out.
Put me down.
Hey, I want to
Put me
get a
down.
tattoo. Oh, that's cool. That would look real. Do you do anesthesia? Do you do general anesthesia for the tattoo here?
Why don't they do that?
Because you're getting something that's permanently going onto your body, it's probably better if you're paying attention to what the person is doing.
Solid.
How
would you know?
So
wait.
I'm gonna tell you about my wisdom teeth situation. I want to know if you guys did you get your wisdom teeth out, Andy?
I got my wisdom tooth out.
How old were you when you did it?
I was pretty old. Yeah, probably post high school.
But okay, so
I was
but
even
did-
older. I was 20.
Wow. Well, that doesn't help the story. But did have you done a where you go under and your mom or your dad brought you to the surgery?
I have done that. That was when I
Okay.
had the hernia.
Okay, so
Yeah, I had to be taken to mine.
I'm getting the gas first because they do that before they put you under, and you start feeling a little bit weird. I almost went into a full panic attack because I was realizing that I'm feeling a certain way that I should not in front of my parents. And all of a sudden it was like, oh crap, my parents are going to know how I am
emperor has no clothes.
how I am feeling right now, and I am going to be so busted.
Oh my god.
I'm doing things I'm not supposed to be doing.
That's funny.
I've never actually been put under general. I've had 2 procedures done. I had
You've just had gas.
I had the wisdom
I mean,
tooth.
we've all had
the
gas,
wisdom
but-
tooth taken out was one of the most surreal experiences of my life because I have had teeth pulled. My son's 10, he needs 3 teeth pulled, right? I've had those. Those are, now that I realize it, children's teeth.
Yes.
Right? And you get them pulled out and it takes no time. I got down in that room and I was being evaluated. Then they're like, yeah, we're going to take this. I thought they would just numb me up and pull it. Well, it's a bigger deal.
Was it impacted?
They had to do some work. It wasn't fully impacted. It
This
started to.
sounds terrible.
Well, all I'm saying is I'm sitting in the chair
Teeth nightmares.
and they're showing the video of what's about to happen. And while it's being,
what? Why are they doing that?
I don't know.
Watch this.
I don't need. I don't
It's a
need to
disclaimer
know.
thing. It's a disclaimer thing. And I'm watching it,
Oh goodness.
and I'm realizing I'm in for something totally different than I expected.
I want you to watch this last heart surgery I did before you go in.
Just so you know I'm good. No. So they do the gas.
Check out my highlights.
And they do it with nitrous. They kept me awake for the whole thing. And I just remember that nitrous starting to hit, and I'm doing, Ray, what's going on? How you doing? But I've never been under general, so I don't know what that would be like.
I was not in front of my parents when I got the mask. I had been wheeled in, but I remember feeling so out of body because I was like, when is this going to kick in is what my brain was thinking. While at the same time, I realized, why am I laughing? Like,
oh, you actually laughed.
Oh, my body was just going – but I didn't feel anything funny. I'm like, and then I noticed myself doing it. It was like, and then I came out of the surgery and told my parents that I was really nervous and I wasn't sure I wanted to do it.
Oh, wow.
And it was done?
And then they're like, well,
sounds good.
It's over.
I was too busy trying to play it cool and like answer the dentist's question, and like it just turned into me asking fumbling questions like, yeah, so about how long is this going to take?
Because you were worried about feeling funny feelings in front of your parents.
Yes.
Let's go hurry this
but
up.
It's wild where you're sitting there trying to have a conversation, and then you're in a different room.
Post-surgery, you're real loopy, too. At least the surgeries that I had with I had the twilight sleep. Have you ever heard of that? This is like actionable anesthesia. It's what they do for like a colonoscopy, okay?
Tell me more.
They give you – do you know what I'm talking about, Borland?
I don't know.
So they put you in twilight sleep. You can go ahead and effort this.
Twilight sleep?
Yeah, twilight sleep. It's not general anesthesia.
Based on the book?
And it's an amnesiac condition characterized by insensitivity to pain without loss of consciousness, because they need to give you instructions during the procedure.
Oh, okay.
And so you can follow basic commands, and it looks like it's an injection of morphine and
that's good.
scopolamine.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
And so you are not
very
under.
healthy.
You're not under. It's weird, man. It's a weird feeling, and I just know that.
No, you're not. You're not under. You're over.
You're over.
You
are done. And so you're awake.
I'm done.
And you don't. It's basically. Let me ask you this. Let's say that you could have a surgery performed on you right now.
Okay, this sounds great.
Let's say you do experience all the pain and everything, but you won't remember it afterwards.
Well, that's a thing.
No,
that's what twilight sleep is. You don't remember any of it happening.
That's a nightmare. Is
it? Or did nothing happen to you?
That is a nightmare.
That's when you wake up under general, except that the pain medication didn't work.
I'm about to pass out.
I know
people
that's
do
happened.
wake up in general.
We don't even need to talk about that.
We've actually talked about that on a previous episode.
They call them the lucky ones. No, they don't.
Sure they do.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and draft now.
The Spitballers Draft.
All right, I've never been less prepared for a draft or not known the topic until this late in the game. Ryan from Patreon wants us to draft music instruments, but not just music instruments.
Mm-hmm.
We got to fight with them. And I can see my two co-hosts scrambling on their laptops right now.
What do you need your laptop for, Mr. Musician? How do you not know?
I needed to find out the weight of certain things.
He doesn't want,
I know my first pick.
We're basically fighting each other with a suite of instruments, and I have to pick first. And you know what? I don't know what to pick. So what I'm going to pick is I'm going to stick with the theme of today's show, and I'm taking an electric guitar
to
swing around, but I'm going to carefully select one of like the Slash 80s guitars.
Oh, you're going to get the
with
axe.
the real sharp, corners.
I'm going to. They don't have sharp corners.
Well, not razor sharp, but the ones
know what he's talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, okay.
Like a Slash guitar with sharp corners.
The pointy point,
Yeah.
Mike.
Not an acoustic. I want an electric guitar
with
the right weight so I can swing this thing around.
All right.
Like the axe that it is.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You want the one with the axe body, or you want a flying V.
Yes, exactly.
All right, it
sharp
is
enough corners, Mike, to do some damage.
All right, Mike.
I'll put you in twilight
I'm
sleep
not
with that
taking
thing.
your
Don't
instrument.
take bagpipes, man. I want them. Don't take them.
Don't take a kazoo. No matter what you do, no kazoos.
If you take bagpipes, is that just like mental warfare?
Yes,
it's just going to be.
I played that before the fight.
You know what's funny is bagpipes. If you don't know how to play, it's impossible. you would never be able to make a sound out of that bagpipe.
That's how I felt about the saxophone I took up in 6th grade.
Yeah, it's very similar.
for the first 2 weeks, and then I quit.
So I want.
Turns out you need a reed.
I want. You were trying to play without your reed?
Maybe.
It's called a reed instrument.
Well, no one told me that when they loaned me that saxophone for the week.
Lo and behold, you need a mouthpiece.
I got it figured out.
So I'm taking something that has a little bit of length. I imagine myself looking much like Donatello with this thing, but I will take a bassoon.
Okay.
A bassoon. Okay,
Yes.
I know.
You know what a bassoon
shockingly
is?
know what that is.
All right.
Although I'll
You
be
are
honest,
one.
Yeah, very good. I'll be honest. The Donatello imagery
comp?
helped.
Yes.
There you go.
All right, so I'm looking through this list of now. Let me ask you: if it's on a list of instruments, it's got to be loud, right? So I'm looking, and there's all these. It's all these different drums and Swedish bagpipes, and then there's this one. I'm just scrolling through. It says sword blade. I got to turn this around and show you this instrument, which I'm not going to draft. But look at this. This is
called a sword blade?
Yeah. What is that, Mike?
That's a sword.
It's just a sword.
Hold on.
I play the sword.
Hold on. Is this like they take a bow to it and it makes one tone?
Yeah. Look, don't tell me I can't play a sword.
We've
okay.
never heard of it, so I don't think.
No, I'm not
take it.
drafting
He was testing the waters.
That's a great sword. That's a broadsword. No, so for my first instrument, I was gonna go. I was gonna shred with the electric. Andy got that. I like the ability to swing a nice, heavy-ish instrument around, but mine is going to come with a secondary weapon because I'm also going to get the bow with my cello.
Oh,
and my cello
cello
is bigger, is badder, and my bow might as well be a sword. Just to leave it there. No commentary necessary. People at home believe that a bow
Do you know what's on a bow, Jason?
Hair.
Very soft.
It's tight. It's pulled tight.
It's very taut.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not taut, it's not going to work.
I can keep you at bay with I can poke your eye out.
You probably could.
All right, so I've got two instruments here, right?
Yes, you're
you
on
do.
the turn.
Okay, so my first one, I knew cello. And then for my second one, that's where it's getting rough. That's where the question marks come.
Oh, I have my pick, and I'm very excited for it.
So I've got one that I want to get back. I've got two that I want to get back to me. So I'm going to write these down, and I think they'll get all the way back. Okay?
I will be shocked if they don't. What are the chances?
These are instruments.
All right.
You going to take a piano?
Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. I'll take the recorder. Look, I want heavy metal, right? A tuba's going to be too hard to swing, to wield. But, look, let's be honest. My cello, Andy's guitar, one good smash might destroy this thing. Mm-hmm. So I need some brass.
Okay.
Okay? Trumpet's too small.
Right.
Tuba's too big.
Right.
Look, my pops. You're darn right. My pops had an audition for the Philharmonic Symphony or something like that.
What?
Yes, true story.
That's awesome.
He was an incredible trombone player. And I'm drafting the trombone for my second weapon.
All right, the trombone.
Excellent.
So you have what do you got?
I have a trombone and a cello with a bow.
Okie dokie, Mike.
I honestly got a little perspiration there. I thought you were going to take my pick because
I was a little worried.
You started
too, which
talking
means
about a tuba. I'm getting armor, and I am protecting myself. I don't know how much.
Oh, you're going tuba?
No, because you don't wear a tuba.
Okay.
You wear a sousaphone, and this thing is a brass instrument.
You're never winning this draft.
That goes around your body. I just won with Jared. I know that Al Borland is all aboard this sousaphone pick.
The people who know your instruments, sure. But if I'm telling, he's got a sousaphone.
Look it up.
All right, I'll look it up.
Look it up. And I look. If the people out there don't know what a sousaphone is, that's on them. They should educate themselves and find out that I am now protected.
It just looks like a small tuba.
But you have to wear it.
I think
you don't wear a tuba.
No.
The right thought here, Jason, is not whether or not. Yeah, this is gigantic. This is going to be a weight drag on you in this battle. You may have the armor, but you're definitely going to be the tank of this warfare.
That's fine.
Because you are going to be carrying a very heavy instrument around with you.
It's not that bad.
Okay, so you're taking a sousaphone, and what was your first pick again? You had the
I don't even remember.
bassoon.
Oh, the bassoon.
All right.
A sousaphone is a marching band instrument, so they're made to be. I mean, you walk around.
Thank
with
you, Al Borland.
Yeah,
welcome.
because I go into war with a marching band.
Yeah, people
There's
do
a-
the same with a tuba. Tubas are in marching bands, right?
Yeah, he's just saying that they're not that heavy.
Well, tubas are super heavy. I'm just because you can carry it doesn't mean that like it's easy to carry.
I
Find
agree
out
with
a
that.
tuba weight.
Hey, full sprint. Mike's not getting away from me. That's all I'm saying. All right, so
I don't need to. I'm armored up.
my
This is
first
tank.
pick was an electric guitar, and now I've just got one thing to say to you both. Didgeridoo, don't mess with me, baby. I'm taking a didgeridoo.
All right, okay.
You are doing nothing with that thing.
Oh, I am using it.
except trying to lift it up.
Am I trying to win a music competition? No, I'm using that thing to Donatello you, Mike.
It's going to be too unwieldy.
It's that heavy?
No, it's just too long.
Well,
Oh yeah, those things are.
They're gigantic.
I was thinking of. There's a smaller one. I think I'm thinking of what
like
they
a
play.
rain stick.
I will stand to reason that a staff and a didgeridoo are of equal length. If you were talking about drafting a staff like Gandalf would swing around,
Wait,
or the monkey from Lion King.
What do they play at like the soccer games?
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
It's
those
like
are
a-
a vuvuzela.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are different because they have different names and different shapes and different.
But
Yeah,
that
those are
seems like
smaller.
a manageable.
I also believe those are.
Yeah,
just
but I'm not looking to
plastic.
make that sound, Jason.
Yeah, he's.
I'm
trying-
looking to whoop your butt,
Okay, look harder.
and then I'm going to use a bass drum as a shield.
Okay.
So that's what I'm drafting as a bass drum.
That's a great pick.
Yeah,
That's a very
Yeah,
good pick.
So, we've
All
got,
right, I've got
an
my
electric
two.
guitar, a didgeridoo, and a bass drum.
My two are still.
Are we going 3 or 4 rounds there, Mr. Borland?
We're going for.
Okay.
All right. I've got two.
I was
two
hoping
picks
I was
left.
done.
2 picks I'm waiting for. Don't ruin it, Mike.
If I take a piano, do I get piano wire?
Do you get piano wire?
Yes.
You can take the wire out of the piano if you want to disassemble things while I'm smashing you with a cello.
Fair.
Yes, I agree.
Fair enough. Look, I'm on similar to you, Jason. I'm gonna list like I was looking up air horn. I don't think it's gonna be allowed anyways. I'm gonna take like I got my big heavy weapon. I'm gonna take something that's a little bit lighter, more easy to manage. Maybe I'm just have the sousaphone in this weapon. I'm gonna take a flute.
I thought about it.
A flute.
It's nimble.
It's
metal.
It's the sword of the musical
It's the
instrument.
It's the fencing sword of the
Yes.
musical world. That's
Yes.
what they say.
They do say that.
I've heard that so many times.
It's not quite the sword of the sword area, which is
That's
what
right.
you tried
That's
to
the
draft.
sword blade.
The sword blade is the most sword-like of instruments.
Okay, so I'm glad you didn't take piano because that was one of my two. Look, I'm taking a piano
For what reason?
for any look.
If we're fighting him and he's at the top of a hill,
let
we
me
are
ask you
doomed.
this. Let me
If
ask
we
you
can't
this.
get out of the way in 30 seconds.
No,
That's
no.
right.
Have you ever seen any movie, any show, any cartoon, anything where an instrument has ever hurt or killed someone? Ever?
I have.
Sure.
What instrument was that?
It's frequently a piano dropping from the
Oh,
sky.
it's gone. I'm going to drop it right down on you. I'll pick it up and drop it. My baby
Wait.
grand piano. No,
No, you-
of course I know how wrong I am in that.
You need a pulley system.
Sure. I'm not going to be able to succeed, but I know that I just drafted an instrument that is often used to hurt and maim.
You get one shot. That's the real trick. If you get up on the third
That's
story
true.
and you push that thing out the window, if you time it right,
Look, I can stay behind it. I can push it. It's on wheels, so I'm going to try to trap you against a wall, smash you with a
I can
piano.
just see a piano coming at me at 1/4 of a mile an hour.
Look, I'll lift up the.
Because moving pianos is what people are into.
Mike, what's the piano lid called?
I don't know.
Okay, it's called a piano lid then.
Dampening lid,
I'm gonna
something
take
like
off
that.
the piano lid. I can use that as weapons. And thanks for I didn't know about piano wire, but sure.
Is
that your first?
That's my first.
Okay,
The second
you
one
got to make your last pick.
is so much better. It's worthy of the 101. It's way better than a bass drum for a shield. So I'll go right through your bass drum. Taking a cymbal.
That's a great pick.
I mean, I
was going to take it next.
I've got a legit shield made of metal, and it's a weapon too. I'll slice your head off.
Yeah, you look like Kung Lao.
Yeah,
throwing that thing.
Oh, I'm loving this.
Pretty good pick.
Thank you.
Pretty good pick.
Cymbal, a piano, a cello with its bow, and a fourth pick,
Trombone.
which was a trombone. Thank you.
All right, Mike, you got to wrap it up. Or actually, I've got the final pick.
Under this list, we know it can be weaponized. This list has scat singing.
Scat singing. Oh, please, my vocal cords. I will berate you with my words in song form.
I am struggling.
The Music Man himself.
Well, I'm trying to think of something that can actually have use in a fight.
I will draft the triangle. How about some maracas?
Don't ruin my freaking last pick.
I'm out. I can do whatever I want. That's the worst pick ever.
All right. So I'm gonna no way.
He was gonna take maracas. He's
because
written it down.
You have written down maracas.
So I said maracas as like a terrible pick for you to try to pick. I was trying to think of the worst things. That's why I said a triangle and maracas, and I stole it from Andy. You're welcome.
All right, Mike, what's your last pick?
I guess we're just gonna stay in the family of like club type weapons. I will take an oboe. I know.
Googling oboe to make sure I know what it is. Got it.
Man.
So you're basically dual wielding.
He is.
You've got a flute and an oboe.
I am dual wielding with my sousaphone as my armor, and then if I have to go to the bassoon, I will do it.
He is drafting Google this. That's what he has drafted today.
That's
Three of your four instruments.
If that is true, then that makes me sad for America.
Now, I will pivot from the maracas
Okay, I'm proud of
because
that.
of
That's a great
Jason.
pick.
Now, the maracas were going to be my quick draw weapon, but it would kind of clue you in on the fact I was sneaking up on you. So I will draft a violin. Has anybody taken a violin?
He took the cello.
Yeah, terrible
have a
pick.
baby version.
Terrible pick. I'll take the miniature violin. That way I have a bow, so we can bow fight.
Oh, bow fight. That'll be at least entertaining, the bow part.
Yes. So,
How are people possibly voting on this?
Oh, they're going to click one of the names.
all right. So what did you learn on the show today? I learned that Mike knows more instruments than I do.
I learned that Mike was worried about his funny feelings in front of his parents.
I like the way that's worded. Mike, did you learn anything special on the show today?
I learned that you should not do a draft of fighting with musical instruments.
Oh, I loved it.
You learned that Twilight Sleep existed.
That's actually something I did really learn.
I learned that you can buy new clothes from the 80s.
Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Thanks for listening to the Spitballers podcast. To see what other nonsense the guys are up to, check out SpitballersPod.com.